Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, broadcasting live from Detroit and stretching to the heart of Central Texas, here on WCHB 1200 and 99.9 FM with co-host Longhorn. Straight sports talk, no professionals here. Live call-in number 313-568-1200. And now, here's your host that never gets it right but is never wrong, Will Sims.
With all the cases of domestic violence riddling the NFL, some are wondering why it is that female athletes seem to get a pass when it comes to issues of domestic violence. Recently, CNN tackled this issue, and there was one commentator who brought up an interesting point about Hope Solo, a soccer player. Take a look.
It's so important now that we stop hero worshiping as sports writers in particular. You know, we stopped doing it with politicians after Watergate, but when it comes to our athletes, we still want to put them in a position of being these great guys based upon their on-field performance, and we've got to stop doing that. And we also need to be critical of the women as well. We have Hope Solo, who's been accused of domestic violence.
Tell me more about that one, because that I've seen people this week saying, why isn't Hope Solo's case being talked about more?
Well, I think we know why, right? It's about gender difference, and it's about the sport that they play. Hope Solo, and forgive me, but soccer just is not as relevant in this country as the NFL. So
all right. Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey, and that is the question of the day. Do women get away with domestic violence as compared to men? Welcome to Detroit Sports Jersey. I'm your host, Will. We have DC Longhorn in Texas.
What's up? What's up, Central Texas? What's up, Detroit? LB? What's up?
What? All right, got L. Beasley. She'll be stepping here in the studios in a minute. She's taking care of some business right now. But y'all heard it. Call in 313-568-1200. Hope Solo got accused of domestic violence. U.S. soccer player. She's still playing. The sponsors are still behind her. Your thoughts? Talk to me, DC.
My thoughts is, they don't. It's like they said. It's not among women to have domestic violence.
I'm not understanding what you're saying, DC.
I mean, they never have they never have women be out here domestic violence. So I mean, it's more for men to do it.
It's out here, they just hiding it. Come on, because a lot of men are not going to step up, and a lot of men be ashamed of saying that a woman's beating them or whatever, and they scared that when they call the police, they're going to be called punks, soft. Come on now, let's keep it real. What's going on out here? Talk to me. Talk to me, Longhorn.
Well, my position is this. When you got 1 in 4 women in their lifetime who experience domestic violence, the stats are stacked against females as far as them being reported in terms of domestic violence. And like you said, sometimes guys will feel that their manhood will become in question if they go tell, hey, I'm being beaten up by my woman. You know what I'm saying? But domestic violence just doesn't concern a man beating up on a woman or vice versa. Domestic violence, like in her case, she jumped on her sister and I believe her nephew, you know what I'm saying? And because the piece you just played earlier, we got to stop hero worshiping these players, because you can turn in the paper any day, of the week, and you can see issues of domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Even in your local community. But since these people aren't known or as famous, and it's like, they're not superstars, they know, you just pass right past it. You know what I'm saying? Until they become superstars, then it becomes an issue that we have to address now. And, let's make some laws to try to adjust this thing going on. But like you said, it's an unequal side of the event. Men are placed more out there in the spotlight. And that's my 2 cents on the hook and horn style.
It's a hook and horn.
All right, then. That's cool. Call in 313-568-1200. People, I want to hear your opinion. Do y'all think that Hope Solo, that women get away with domestic violence? Talk to me. I mean, let me know. Do y'all really think that, It's
like I said, it's uncommon for women to be out here doing domestic violence, because it's more common for men to do it than women. So that's my opinion.
But you think because soccer is not as prevalent
sport
over here as it is in other countries, because soccer doesn't get that much spotlight like in the NFL, that's why it's, I'm not going to say it's pushed under the table, but she's still playing. She still has her sponsors, and she hasn't even been convicted yet.
Neither has any other football players, except for one, Greg Hardy.
yeah, she hasn't been convicted yet, but everybody else, case is still going on, but they're not allowed to play, even though they're still getting paid for not playing. But it's still a black eye on them and their career. Like, and everything you do in your career, it's still going to be a black eye. But in her case, I haven't even heard anything about it on the national media set.
Okay, well, you're hearing about it here, Longhorn. We're going to line one. This is LaShonda. LaShonda, talk to us.
All right.
Hey, I've heard domestic violence.
Yeah.
And have you guys, do you remember LL Cool J's song, Mama Said Knock You Out?
Most definitely.
Most definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not saying put your boxing gloves on, but she did. I believe her name is Michelle someone. She's the $1 Million Baby here in Michigan, black woman. So I just would like to also just interject that women, and I'll still say even our men, but more so the women, sticking with your topic, are going to be a little more prepared with not only ammunition. I hope you know that there, as far as the police brutality, and that conversation about having the video on you so that you can actually, as opposed to relying on the police car's video. I mean, it's becoming like, the technology is just absolutely incredible. But you have to have just a few other items. Like, you press the button, if you fall down, senior citizen, and they'll be right out to get you. So we have to, I just hope that conversation comes out just a little bit more. And lastly, there are this one song in particular, and I forget his name, but he's pretty popular with Miley Cyrus, all of that twerking genre, that whole story, the twerking, and he's very popular. He did this one with Pharrell and young guy T, whatever.
Come on, Robin Thicke.
He's white, Robin, yeah. If you listen to the song before before that one came out, his song talks about fighting. You love to literally fight. Listen just to the words. It is absolutely how he got that song out there is incredible.
So let me ask you something, LaShonda. Mm-hmm. Were you upset with all the things that went on in the NFL with the domestic abuse with the Ray Rice situation?
I'll tell you. I look at the money side. I look at that Nike logo on everything.
So how do you feel about Nike supporting a female domestic violence? She's accused of doing domestic violence, and Nike is sticking by her. Yet they got rid of Ray Rice. How do you feel about is there a double standard or what?
As far as Nike?
Yeah. So,
Nike is just in a planet all by itself because they are worldwide.
Yes.
So, pick and choose. I wouldn't want to say anything as it relates to Nike. Okay. But I'll tell you, what about Ike and Tina Turner?
Yeah. It was a bad situation all around. I just don't support none of that, period, point blank.
I'm really enjoying your show. I'm glad I caught it.
Okay, join us every Saturday at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
LaShonda, and appreciate you calling in. And if you miss any past shows, go to DetroitSportsJersey.com.
Okay, and Mama said knock you out.
Oh, yeah, Mama said, all right, LaShonda, I'm going to knock Mama out now. All right. All right, take it easy. Thank you. All right, Al Beasley done joined us here in the studios. What's happening?
Nothing, man. Working. Making sure y'all don't have no dead air.
Okay, so everybody done gave their opinion. What you think about that situation? Then we're going to move on.
Hope so.
Yeah, about her, Nike and them sticking by her. She's still playing. Mm-hmm. And yet there's no big outcry and uproar over this like it was with Ray Rice and Peterson and so on and so on, Greg Hardy, Ray McDonald. I mean, you can go on and on from number 1 all the way up to the 57th under Roger Goodell. Go ahead, take it to the top of the hour.
With Hope Solo, I think it is a little bit of a double standard, but I also think she's just not. I mean, no offense to her, obviously she's had great success with the U.S. national team soccer team, but that's not relevant right now. U.S. national soccer is not going to be relevant. They're not going to focus on her as much. And then, like you guys said, it is a double standard sometimes with women in domestic abuse. I've said this 1,000 times over, and I'm going to say it again. I do not condone a man putting his hands on a woman, but I feel the same way about a woman putting her hands on a man or putting her hands on anybody else for that matter. As people, we should never be putting our hands on anybody unless you are defending yourself as far as physically attacking somebody. But it's absolutely a double standard. But because the focus is not on her right now publicly enough, they're not going to take anything away. Let's be real. The reason they took everything away from Ray because it's on there publicly,
and it was on video.
So for me, I just think if the public starts focusing more on Hope Solo, you start feeling some more pressure, then you may see Nike or somebody else leave her. But for the time being, they're not going to leave her because she's not the prime focus. She's Hope Solo. Yeah, we know you've done great things as goalkeeper for the U.S. national soccer team, but you guys aren't relevant right now. You guys aren't on our field right now and on our TVs every day. It's the NFL we're constantly hearing about. And at the same time, the issue isn't just with Ray Rice. It's also the issue with the NFL and Roger Goodell as a whole, which the U.S. national soccer team does not have right now. Because that's what's keeping this whole thing with Ray alive right now as well. If we could just get past Roger Goodell or more information could stop coming out, it wouldn't be the same either.
That's right.
Check this out. I got some fuzzy number for you guys. Y'all probably seen this on social media. I'm not for sure. Call in.
What kind of numbers you say?
Fuzzy. You heard me. Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
F-U fuzzy.
That's a fuzzy number.
But check it out. You call in 313-568-1200. I'm going to ask you guys this. It's simple. You ain't got to overthink this. It's the NBA. Did I hear? Oh, God.
Yeah, you did.
Because when you say don't overthink it.
Yeah,
everybody in the room
everybody in the room overthinking.
I got some fuzzy numbers. Check it out. Now, I want y'all to answer this. It's the NBA versus the NFL. Here we go.
Oh, God.
You probably seen this then, LB, since you out there in social media a lot. Mm-hmm. Speaking of LB, I want y'all to go to WCHBnews.com.
WCHB.com.
No, that ain't it.
WCHBDetroit.com.
Okay, WCHBnewsdetroit.com.
And check out her article.
This is a real interesting plug, boy.
Yeah, we all got the tongue. We tongue tied up in the studio.
Y'all created like 4 different sites, and my work ain't there. They gonna be like, website cannot be found. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, we all tongue tied in the studio, so y'all got to remind us for that.
I'm fuzzy like these numbers.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink that.
All right, check it out. Here we go. NBA versus the NFL. Here we go, for real. 36 has been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly bankrupted at least 2 companies. 3 have done time for assault. 71 cannot get a credit card due to bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving. Talk to me. Is it the NBA or the NFL? Start with you, LB. What you think that is? While you over there Googling it.
No, I'm over here texting my boy because he's listening. He like, man, y'all crazy. So I'm texting him back like, yeah, we are. Actually, wait, say the last stat again.
I've read that, so
say the last stat again.
84 has been arrested for drunk driving.
Yeah, you're right. I did. Yep. That was on social media, and it's not either. It's the Congress. That's what it was. Yeah, because I did see that. Because I think I retweeted it myself, to be honest.
Hey, Beasley, you take this pink shit and go home.
You said you shouldn't have let me be in it because when you said it, I'm like, I listened.
I was gonna say because I've read that too.
And I never retweeted it because that went back to my point was the whole system. This is not just sports. This is in general. This is worldwide. And if you want to say it's our athletes, it can be the same thing. It's our doctors. It's our police officers. It's our Congress. It's our politicians. It's everything. Everybody, not everybody, but at least someone in every area of every state, of every city has this issue or is doing something like this.
Longhorn, what you think about them stats?
Well, I think they should take those stats are out of this world. People need to take a moral check of themselves. You know what I'm saying? As far as sports go, I think they should institute the old Charlie Strong world of discipline like we got here down in Texas for the Longhorns. His core values of honesty, treat women with respect, no drugs, no stealing, no guns. Since he's been in charge of the Longhorns, in 8 months, for example, he has 188 drug tests in 8 months of his players. So he's putting the hammer down here. And, some of these guys are starters that's being kicked off the team. You know what I'm saying? But I think these guys need to do a moral compass check on their attitude, because sometimes I think that when people get so high up in the world of sports, politics, whatever, they think they're untouchable. You know what I'm saying? They think they're untouchable. Hey, my name is such and such. You can't mess with me. All right, I did this. Classic example. Let me give you a classic example of somebody who thought they was untouchable. The mayor you guys had up there. I don't want to get into politics, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The guy with the big old diamonds in his earrings, had the parties at the mansion. You know what I'm saying? But I think those numbers is, in the world of sports, golly, boy, I tell you, I don't know what to say. I think I'm just fuzzy overthinking about it.
All right, while Longhorn is over there being fuzzy, we're going to tell all you high school seniors how to win some money here. A $300 cash scholarship. If you're a high school senior, no matter where you're at, check it out, listen up, take the information down.
Listen up, parents and all high school seniors. Detroit Sports Jersey is giving away a $300 scholarship. And all you have to do is write an essay explaining why you should win. Send your 1,000-word essay to info@DetroitSportsJersey.com. Essays will be accepted from October 1st, 2014 through April 1st, 2015. Apply for the Detroit Sports Jersey Scholarship today. Winners will be announced Saturday, April 18th, 2015. Good luck, high school seniors.
I'm Kevin Burkhardt with John Lynch, where the Lions defeat the Packers 19-7. Not only defeat the Packers, but they held them to just over 200 yards and 7 points. That just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. And it was a team effort, really. Their offense did a great job of controlling the football, running the football. That kept Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines. Now, when he was on it, a defensive front led by Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley was all over him. I mean, they were rushing him from every angle. And even a guy like Aaron Rodgers, when you rush him, when you hit him, you're going to throw him off his rhythm. And this defense, big time. Now, they got some injuries in the back end, but they're so good up front. I think they can withstand those injuries. And this is a team to be reckoned with in Detroit. Jim Caldwell's got them playing clean football. The one thing they got to fix is turning the football.
All right, there it is. Lions win last week. Green Bay defense stepped up, did they game. Come on back in here, Beasley. I got some questions for you.
That game.
Don't run now.
That game was.
But you know what?
That game was boring.
I'm going on record. I was with Els Beasley when I said the Lions were going to win.
I mean, that game was boring.
I got mud on my face. I picked them to lose.
I picked them to lose too.
Don't run now. I picked them to win. I mean, I got the score wrong, but
tell them Els Beasley. We picked them to win.
Yeah, I mean, don't be getting on us. I think we need to be asking y'all, do y'all want to run?
Nah, because that game was that game was boring. They should have beat them more. They should have that game. They should have scored more than what they scored.
Hey, did they score 1 point more than other team?
Yeah.
Well, they did their job.
Nah, they didn't. Offense was terrible. So that's all I'm gonna say.
So what's your question?
Offense was terrible.
The question was we're going to L. Beasley Corner right now.
I like that name.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, you wrote in an article that Stafford is the quarterback to watch in the future. You still stick by that today after watching last week's game against Green Bay? He sucked. Come on.
But once again, what I said was that statement is open to interpretation. And what that basically meant is this is the year that we're all watching Stafford. Because like we said, this is the year that there are no more excuses. for the most part. I mean, despite a couple injuries to the offensive line, there's no excuse. You have a great running back core, even though they're struggling right now. You still have talented guys in the backfield. You have talented receivers. You have the best wide receiver in the NFL on the outside. There's no reason for you to fail. You have the coaches who have helped Drew Brees to become great, who've helped Joe Flacco to become great. That's why I said he's the quarterback right now in the future to watch. Now, future can mean this year. That could mean past this year. But that was open to interpretation. So I'm still standing by it because this is the thing about Stafford that we're still trying to figure out. Can you be the guy? From what we're seeing right now, it's still the same thing. Now, is that because of the play caller or is that because of Stafford? To me, it's because of Stafford trying to force different things and at times going back to that old pattern of trying to always force it to Johnson when he has other weapons. But at the same time, I still stand by my statement. He's the quarterback to watch because, again, we don't know officially what he is unless you're somebody who at this point has just already said Stafford is not the guy. And some have already said that. But for those who are still kind of saying, I'm not sure, that's what that statement was for.
Okay, they're going up against the number one defense?
Number two, because we're number one. Yeah, we're number one.
Okay, that ain't going to be all season.
No, I'm just saying when you said number one, I'm like, well.
Yeah, we got number 1 and 2 going against each other this week.
Yeah.
But hey, on that note, though, when you mentioned Kevin Johnson there, LBs, I would like to give a shout out for him. For winning the 2014 Ed Block Courage Awards recipient. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know where I found that from, L. Beasley.
Appreciate
it. But anyway,
it.
I like to say, go ahead, Kevin Johnson, keep doing your thing. And somebody told me, a little birdie said he's the most humblest football player in the NFL that they ran across.
A little birdie.
Yeah, a little birdie.
A little birdie, okay.
A little birdie with a lion's head.
Okay. Is this defense for real? Is the defense for real?
I think the defense is for real. And then the thing that I've really been impressed with the defense is especially more so just the secondary as a whole. We had concerns about the secondary and for good reason, but to see the injuries that they have gone through and for them still to be able to step up period for 4 quarters has been highly impressive. Is Green Bay really at the top of their game right now? No. But that doesn't change the fact that they're a top offense. It doesn't change the fact that they have won pretty much every game for the Lions so far because of their ability to slow down the New York Giants, because of their ability to slow down the Packers. I mean, honest to God, with the exception of the fourth quarter when I just felt like they were tired, they were worn out, even with Carolina. They kept the Lions in that game for 3 straight quarters. Lions offense just didn't capitalize on it, and that's not the defense's fault. Now, does this defense still have areas of concern? Of course. We just lost Stephen Tulloch, so now we got to see Tahir Whitehead move in to that middle linebacker spot, see how he handles that along with Ashley Palmer starting again. But the way that this defense has responded again to all the questions about the secondary, pretty much losing everybody in the secondary, bringing guys off the practice squad, bringing guys off the street, I'm impressed with this defense. And I mean, this was the thing of last year about the Lions. The Lions defense was good last year, but I think they're improving, and I think they understand that they have to be better this year until this offense gets on track, if they get on track.
And I told everybody Fairley was going to have a good year, and so far he
don't have a choice.
He don't have a choice.
He don't have a choice.
I mean, he don't have a choice.
It's either ball out or you just bust.
I mean, he could suck and still get picked up, but if he wants high money, he has to. Yeah,
you got that nickel defense back there, but then the Lions just picked up somebody from the Titans on their practice squad, and if the injuries just keep happening on the Lions, I think they're gonna pull that guy up. His name escapes me right now. LB, what's that guy's name? Just came from the Titans.
We didn't get anybody. You mean from the Texans?
Oh, there you go.
I'm about to say we didn't pick anybody from the Titans. No, you're talking about shoot, I just had his name. My dang on self. What is his name? Josh Victorian from he played with Houston Texans last year.
I was gonna call him Victoria. Yeah. He's gonna be called. He's gonna get called up soon playing that nickel defense.
No, they still got to show
all the injuries, that secondary. Mm-hmm. But it's all good for the Lions. I get a Lions shout out. Even the Cowboys came back from 21-0.
But to even go back to your statement too, is this defense for real? One thing I kind of like being around the Lions is they're not impressed by their stats. They understand this is only 3 weeks in. When we were asking them, to be honest with you, Tahir Whitehead didn't even know they were number one. We said, how does it feel to be number one? He's like, we're number one. They're not focused on that. Their whole thing is we're not focused. If we are ranked number one, great. But our goal is to go out here, force turnovers, stop the run, and help our team win games. And that's how we're going to do it. And that's one of the things that I am liking about it. They're not so focused on it to a point where it's like, oh yeah, we number one defense. The stats show itself. They're like, no, we're number one. Oh wow, okay, great, thank you.
How impressed were you when you was up in Ann Arbor last week? How impressed was that interview? Did that go? Don't drop your head.
Yeah, she can't even say that after that. I was like,
I mean, I knew what it was gonna be when I went up there. I'm not even gonna lie. When I went up there, I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna hear.
So did you take Brady Hoke's suitcase so he can go on and pack his bags and leave for real? I mean,
no, there were already suitcases outside. I didn't have to worry
with a bus
about that.
ticket. With a bus ticket.
I offered to drive, but he said he didn't need any.
He not gonna leave me as long as what's the name is their AD. He not gonna leave me.
They suck. And I used to be a big Wolverines fan. I really did.
I mean, but why you gotta stop just because they suck? I mean, that's part of the problem.
Right.
That's part of the problem. You can be frustrated, but don't say you used to be. I mean, used to be.
The fans made me turn when they ran Lloyd Carr out of town. They made me I just couldn't stand them no more. They brought in Rich Rod. That didn't work out.
That's a better. You can't. Because when you say used to be, I'm like, just because they losing. I mean, this is the problem now with so-called Michigan fans.
Well, it's hard to get me back.
But if it goes to Lloyd Carr, then that's okay.
It's gonna get.
But it wasn't Lloyd Carr's fault though.
I didn't say. Well, I said the fans ran him out. You could get at least 9-10 wins a year with Lloyd Carr.
Yeah.
They struggling to get 5.
Hey, Will.
They struggling.
You're not gonna be a bandwagon jumper, are you? Just because you don't gave up on the Wolverines or something.
No, it's gonna hard to get me back. Sorry.
Jump down into the Longhorns, man. You want to jump on the bandwagon?
Man, please. Let me ask you a question. If the Longhorns and Michigan Wolverines was to play this year, who would you take to win?
Texas.
Thank you.
Hold on. They proved that in 2005. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Hook 'em horns.
2005, Texas proved that when they played
you
Michigan.
said Michigan will win.
No, I said Texas is gonna win.
Oh wow, he just contradicted himself. Longhorn, you did not say that. he gonna try to pull an okie doke like he had some Longhorns. Nah, man, you said Michigan was gonna win.
Oh well, that was before the Lions whooped up on when they won their game. I gotta review my stats. I'm not coming from my team like Will, but that's all good.
Who's winning today, Els Beasley? Who winning today?
Between who?
Michigan and the Lions and the Red Wings.
I don't know. Like when we talking Lions and Jets, we on mid because clearly
today.
Oh my son! I'm like I didn't hear today. I'm like who winning? I'm like who? Okay.
And obviously Michigan State done whooped
up. Yeah,
that's
what I'm like. I know you're not talking about
that wasn't even a game. So
and I'm
we
like,
can count that out.
I know we haven't brought the MAC into the equation. And Minnesota. Minnesota's playing some good football.
Longhorn, who you got?
Minnesota.
Longhorn and Kansas, who you got?
I'm going with Kansas.
I'm gonna take the Longhorns.
There you go. Might as well, huh?
That is. That is. Who you got tomorrow, L. Beasley? Jets?
No.
Lions? Can't walk in that locker room picking against them.
I told you. It's the road test, man. It's the road test.
I'm going to go to Jets.
They haven't won a road game.
That's my point. They've only had one, which was Carolina. This is going to tell me a lot about how this team is going to be on the road. I know they can win at home, but now I need to see, and this is going to be against a high-level defense, which is something, besides Carolina, they really haven't faced. So I'm real interested to see. I'm going to say Lions, but if I don't see a win here, I'm really going to question the Lions' ability to win on the road against good teams like I have in the past.
Jets ain't even a good team.
I'm going with the Lions. Mark it down.
DC?
I'm going to go with the Jets.
I'm going to go out and think outside the box right here.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going with Detroit.
All right.
That's shocking.
You going to ridicule me then?
Who's going?
I can't even cuss.
I'll push the dump button. Go ahead.
I'm like, ain't that something?
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Cowboys, New Orleans. Who you got?
New Orleans.
Yeah, Beasley.
Saints all day.
Saints all day.
They need to kind of regroup after that week starts.
Green Bay or 49ers. Who going 1-3 this weekend?
Niners going.
I'm saying Niners.
I'm saying I think Niners gonna lose. I'm sorry. I think Niners might lose this one.
I'm gonna go with the Packers on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Hey, Detroit fans, who you think gonna win? Call in next week for the Niners.
I'm gonna go with the Packers on that one.
You gonna go with the Packers?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers.
All right.
Texas, we calling for the Niners here in Texas, Central Texas.
All right, then. Well, there it is. Until next week, Detroit Sports Jersey about to get up out of here. We here every Saturday, 3 p.m. sharp.
Yeah.
Go to DetroitSportsJersey.com to check out the past shows. And like I said, you want to read some great articles, go to WCHBNewsDetroit.com and check out L. Beasley. Great writer. All right, here go that $5 off. All right, we up out here till next week. See you when we see you.
Peace. All right, peace.
Thank you, listeners from Detroit to Central Texas, for joining us here live on Detroit Sports Jersey with your host, Will Sims, and co-host Longhorn, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on WCHB 1200 AM and 99.9 FM. Visit us at DetroitSportsJersey.com. Straight sports talk. No professionals here. Have a great weekend.